So, yoga practice time. A little quick practice here. It's not going to be like a sweaty, stressful practice. And again, if you're going to do a little practice before you go to sleep, before you go, this is something that you're doing to go to sleep. What I would say is, again, don't get too worked up on like, oh, you haven't done both sides or you haven't finished your practice. If you get to that point where you're like, I'm done now. I want to go to bed now. I'm going to try and go to sleep now. Then let it go. Don't feel like, oh no, I've got to finish this thing and I've got to go to the end of it. It's one of these things that you can just let go of. And if you feel like, oh, I'll finish it off in the morning, finish it off later on. It's more important that you listen to your body at that point. And if your body says, no, I've had enough of this now, I want to try go to sleep, I want to go to bed, and I'm going to try and get this move into that area of relaxation, that you listen to it rather than go, no, brain, we have to finish both sides of yoga practice because that's what yoga is. Remember here, the yogas and the movements are just tools to help us get into that place. It's not like a discipline that we have to go through because somebody said that you have to go through. So we're going to go into very simple yoga practice, and that means standing up. It's like, whoa, what's standing up today? It's like so weird. So weird to be standing up all of a sudden. And the first position, he says standing up and realizing that he's not even on. Now, so we're going to start off by standing up. And coming into mountain pose, being a standing up pose, that works quite well for us. Feel for your weight being distributed from one foot to the other. Your shoulders being relaxed. That slowing down that you're feeling. Feeling for sending the breath in around the lungs, around the heart. And if it helps you visualizing that movement, then visualize that movement. Just come and stand at the front of the mat. Lunge. So left leg goes back gently. Hands come down to the floor. Knees come down to the floor. Now, lunge position here is not like one of those big open lunges that we do. It's a very gentle lunge. And with gentle lunges, I like to rock in and out of this lunge a little bit. So I'm going from like it not being a lunge. I'm just in this position here to maybe gently letting the hips relax back and forth. The rocking movements, where babies get rocked. We can rock ourselves back and forth. Easy twisting lunge. So this time, left hand down on the floor. Right hand goes up towards the sky. Again, this movement sweeping the arm up. Simple sweep of the arm. Again, if the hand up in the sky feels too energetic and it's just not something to do before sleeping, you can bring the hand down onto the hip. Breathing quite deeply here so that it feels relaxing and down-regulating. If you do want a little bit more energy here, you can reach with that top arm so you're broadening across the chest, because that whole idea of broadening across the chest opens up the breath a bit. Hands down onto the floor. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to come into a cat-cow position. We're going to do a couple of cat-cows from here. Inhale, let the belly hang down, head lifts up. Exhale, pulling the belly in. Gentle cat-cow. Maybe rocking the hips back and forth or rocking the hips side to side. Child's pose. Knees come wide, dropping the hips back. Arms can be out in front or by the side, but I would imagine another nice pose before you, if you want to downregulate, is to bring the elbows underneath your chest and sort of almost turn this into a self-hug in this child's pose position. Slowly coming out of this child's pose, lunge on the other side. So again, this is the left leg going forward, rocking in and out of this lunge. Keeping the breath as deep as feels comfortable. Easy twisting lunge. Right hand down on the floor, left hand either goes up to the sky or onto this knee again, whichever one feels like it's best for you. Cat-cow. Hands come down on the floor, back knee goes back, and we're just going to do a few more cat-cows. Again, it's more about finding the poses that feel relaxing for you and less about sort of turning it into a complete yoga session, a yoga practice that feels like you've targeted everything. These are more for connecting to your breath and connecting to your body than they are about stretching. Child's pose, wide knees again, drop the hips back. If you like that fetal position, self-hug, child's pose, you can come into that. This is another good one to put a blanket in. Come out of that. Come into a seated position. We can come into Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet come together. And from here, come into a gentle forward bend. Again, Resting your elbows maybe on the thighs or on the knees here. Sending your chest forward and letting the head relax if that feels good. Letting your upper body relax if that feels good. Shoulders relaxed. If Baddha Konasana doesn't feel like it works in your hips here, you got the option. You can put blocks underneath the thighs, underneath the knees to keep the hips from falling too far. The other option here is that you can be in a cross-legged position, which suits some people better. You might feel as you breathe in that the chest lifts up, and as you breathe out, the chest comes forward. You can exaggerate that movement a little bit if it feels good. On an inhale, feel the straightening the spine a little bit. On the exhale, coming deeper into this bend. Slowly make your way out of that forward bend. Bring the knees together. And the next thing we're going to do is lie down on the back for some. Ah. First off, lying down on the back, we're going to focus on relaxing everything from your scalp all the way down to your toes. Let your arms relax, your head relax, your shoulders relax. And then slowly swing the knees from side to side. Noticing if you want to go with the breath or go against the breath, or is the breath completely disconnected from the movement. Making it as slow but as fun as possible. Moving slowly from one side to the other, no rush. And again, if you're doing this practice, and if at this point you're feeling like that's it, I'm ready for some sleep now, you could go to sleep at this point. It doesn't have to finish anything. Dragonfly twist. I like dragonfly twist because it's a really nice, safe twist. And again, you can safe twist that you can do without too much warming up or anything. For this, we're going to cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Find the sole of your foot on there, and you're going to bring the sole of the foot over to the right hand side. So it's a twist. And again, if this left shoulder wants to come up, it's fine for that to come up. If you want to be in a deeper twist, you can bring both shoulder blades down on the floor. Whatever feels like it's the right version of this twist for you. One great thing with this for opening up the muscles around the chest area for this, especially if you feel when you're trying to get sleep or you're feeling a bit anxious and it's tight around the chest, is that you can bring your arms out to the side and open up those muscles. Well, maybe you're not bringing them straight out to the side because maybe you want the arms to be a little bit lower down, but you can get this opening across the front of the chest using this pose. Again, driving it with the breath. Nice, long, deep breaths in. Nice, long breaths out. Unhook that leg. Bring the knees to the middle. Cross the other ankle over the thigh. Swing over to the other side. Again, you can use this position as a bit of a chest opener if that feels good or not. Everything is optional here. Unhook that leg. Bring the knees to the middle. Yeah, this is where you get to roll again onto your favorite side. And we'll sit up a little bit more. Oh. Oh.